Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BNR. It's me, Gene, with Avi and Ben as we go through the latest developments in the world of Adam Wharton. Guys, first and foremost, look, it was a good win yesterday. Right? I'm sure we've slept on it. Avi, I'm sure, I got up in the morning. I got a message from you regarding the player that we're going to talk about. I read it and I was like, first thing that went through my head, Avi, was, didn't I mention his name like 18 months ago? Didn't Avi ridicule my expertise in
Talent spotting.
wanting Adam Wharton? And I thought, look at this guy now,
Talent
yeah.
spotting. No. Well,
Look
we'll
at this
come
guy
into
now.
it.
Look, no, 1 second. Let me finish.
Don't
The
get
whole
me started
chat.
today. You don't get me started today.
We're gonna have some order tonight, guys. Soon as those
Yeah,
no
look,
Asim.
I said don't get me started today, and he's already.
Ben, 18 months ago, I said I don't care who I want to go and buy Adam Wharton, right?
Which was fair enough.
You were chomping at the bit for him in the summer,
right?
Yeah.
This is not the summer before. And I said, look, the guy's worth 70, 80 million, but if you want to praise him away, you're going to have to pay 100 bag for him, right? Yeah. This guy that way, absolutely ridiculed me, right? Called him shit at that time.
I Ben, I actually didn't call him shit, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Right? And he ridiculed me. And then, then after the World Cup, he had 3 or 4 months where, he wasn't playing. He was out for about 2 or 3 months. This guy was absolutely battering me. CEO, what the hell? This guy wanted to throw 100 million at this player. Guy can't even get into the team and all sorts. Fast forward 12 months, Ben, and everybody is saying he is the man that we should go and buy. We should do whatever it takes to go and buy Adam Wharton. Avi, the floor's yours.
Ben, and the defense cases 18 months ago, Ben, he had just put in a very good performance. You know that season where Klopp had kind of lost it a little bit. We were just dreadful. The
22-23, yeah.
22-23 season where we were just...
The bright results away was horrendous, wasn't it?
We were battered and whatnot. And Adam Wharton played at Anfield and they beat us 1-0. He was very impressive. So a few months went on, and this guy over here was ready to spend 100 million on him a year and a half ago. Ben, there is no way in the right space are you spending 100 million back then on Adam Wharton. What I do know is that there's been a lot of interest in Adam Wharton, a very good player, played very well on Saturday. We've seen him in the Community Shield, we've seen him in the FA Cup final against City. So can he do it on the big stage? Yes, he can. Look, there's obviously interest in the player, Gene. There's no doubt about that. But I still think Liverpool are going to be working within a price range of how much they want to pay for Adam Wharton. Would I be spending 100 million on Adam Wharton in the summer? Probably not. Am I paying close to it? Yes. What's close, in my opinion, is 80 million should be enough to get him in the summer. And I think that's the ballpark figure that we'll be playing with.
I think I agree, to be honest. I think he's a very good player. Very good player, but I do have concerns about his fitness. Like, even on the weekend, he looked great again against United, played very well, but again came off towards the end, and he doesn't seem to play that many 90s. Now, whether or not it's a Steven Gerrard-esque style, growing pains. How old is he? 21? 22? 21, yeah. So maybe he's still growing into his body, but I do like him a lot. I do think he's a brilliant passer. He's an excellent passer. And I think that the summer will probably be revolving around 3 players. It'll be Elliot Anderson, it'll be Carlos Baleba, and it'll be Adam Wharton, in my opinion. There'll be 3 players that will be on the market, probably for all of the top 6, potentially. I think that, because obviously they're all currently at clubs that aren't in aren't the original top 6, should we say. Is my mic off again?
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Is it? Wait a sec. I think it's gone. I think it's on the old one again. Sorry, keeps flipping over.
You can hear him, can't you?
I can hear you fine, Ben.
Yeah,
so it's there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, we can hear you. Ben,
well
we
done.
I don't think Ben can hear us, Gene.
Ben,
We
we
can
can't
hear
hear you now.
Ben. Ben, we can hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, that's it. It was going through my mic on my laptop again. I need to change that configuration because it should be normal. Sorry. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting summer in terms of those three, and I think they're all going to be there or thereabouts, and I think they're all going to be going to a bigger club this summer. I think all three of them will have a Premier League move. To be honest, I think it'll be really interesting to see, and a lot of it will be based on who does get Champions League. But if you're saying that you'd expect Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea to all get top four, then you're looking at a Villa or a Newcastle or even a United perhaps who get that other fifth place, and then that will probably determine where these guys go. If I had a choice of the three, I think it's really interesting. I think Balaba's the one that's amazing off the ball. His work rate is unbelievable. Anderson's a bit of an all-rounder. His physicality's there, and I think the craft and the passing ability comes from Wharton. So there's different strengths and weaknesses in all of them. The question for me would be who if we were to get one of those three, who would they replace? And I think that would basically decide which one of the three. But at this moment in time, my gut feeling is that it would be Adam Wharton for McAllister.
And Gene, just coming on this 1 minute, I think, and Ben, you hit the nail on the head. I think you've hit some good notes in terms of like Elliot Anderson, Carlos Baleba. I think there's 5 or 6 midfielders, Gene, and this is not like, oh, I'm going to come back to it and clip it when I'm right or this and that, whatnot. I think there's 5, 6 midfielders that we're seriously considering in the summer. Some might not want to hear these names, but in my opinion, and just an opinion and what I think we're going to definitely buy 2 midfielders. I think we're going to see some real change in the midfield department. I think at the moment we've got Jones, we've got McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. Who else is the Curtis Jones? I've named 4 there, right? 3 and a 4.
Szoboszlai.
Yes, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Jones, McAllister. Endo's not getting game time. Badicic, we don't know what the future is.
You'd include that?
Yeah, what's in the 10 and the 7. I think we're still going to be looking at 2 midfielders. I think Endo will go. I think depending on Badicic and see where he is with his fitness and how,
Can we just put Badicic to bed now, please? I just can't.
Not yet.
He's not got a Liverpool future, surely not.
In 2 weeks' time, I will say whether he's going to make it or no. But look, you can definitely say that we're going to be looking at 2 midfielders. I think we should be looking around Baleba, Elliot Anderson, Wharton, Ayub Buadi, who plays in Lille. I think Mandela Keita is someone that will interest us from Parma. Lamine Camara. I tell you another one from Wolves, João Gomez. I think there's a little bit of long-standing admiration. I don't think it's real interest, but admiration for that player for Wolves. I don't know for whatever reason. I don't really particularly rate him, but he does match up to what we're looking for. I think we're honestly looking at 2 midfielders. And if I was to say to you, Gene, 160 million in the summer, you get Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton. Would you take it right now?
160 million, that's 80 million pounds each.
For both of them. Oof.
2 British young aspiring midfielders.
If we'd already got Gay and Semenyo over the line, right? If them 2 were over the line and we bought Elliot Anderson and 1, I'd be fucking buzzing. I would be buzzing if we managed to do that. We won't. I'd be. Look, I can't. I think 1 we will get. I think all 3 Pulija. Oh, sorry, 2 Pulija. What I've done, Avi, is I've actually set up a poll between 3 players: Wharton, Anderson, and Baleba. I wanted to get the chat to get involved. Make sure you answer to the poll because I want to see what the chat feels in terms of the 3 players. If they had a choice between a choice for 1, who would they go for? So I'll bring up the poll later on in the show. But look, I'm a massive Wharton fan. I've 18 months I've been crying out for Wharton. But I will say one thing. When I look at this Liverpool side right now, and I think you might have been on that show, I think it needs an Elliot Anderson more than it needs an Adam Wharton.
And I like him in the crunching tackles as well. He's one that wins his 50-50s. He goes through the ball. He's an all-action tight midfielder. And I saw what Asim said. I think it was Asim the other day about, not comparing him to Steven Gerrard, but that sort of stylistically, he reminds him of an all-action midfielder. I think we do miss that. But although I think Dominic Szoboszlai can do that. But in the deeper areas, I think Elliot Anderson is more disciplined and will stay in that position as well and will learn that craft in that sort of 6 role. But he can go when he needs to as well. When he needs to switch it up, whether he needs to take the game by the scruff of the neck or really drive his team on, that's what he can do from the midfield area. He's a driver. Whereas Wharton, he kills you with his passes. Some of his one-touch passes yesterday were exemplary at Selhurst Park. He can hit you with the right corrective passes. He's got the array of passes. And I tell you what's brilliant about him, he's left-footed. And I think in the midfield area, we lack a genuine a cultured left-footed player. Let's just say that, like a Fabian Ruiz, but Adam Wharton is that one for me. It's very hard to describe who I'd want because I'm a big fan of Carlos Baleba, and I think Baleba is having a bit of a syndrome this season where I think he wanted that United move. He didn't push for it in the summer, but he wanted to leave sort of Brighton, and maybe that big move comes this summer for him. I don't think we'll be in the mix for Carlos Baleba. For Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton, I think will be one of the front runners for either one.
There is one other player as well that I heard a really interesting story about a couple of weeks ago. So there's a guy who runs a Brentford podcast, Billy, I think his name is. He's been on quite a few sort of other channels as like the guest speaker. So he knows Brentford inside out. And he told an interesting story about Mudryk was linked with Brentford a good couple of years ago before he ended up going to Chelsea, and they had to pull out of the deal. And then obviously his price went through the roof, ended up going to Chelsea, and then he's obviously fallen off a cliff. And he was saying he was convinced that if Mudryk had gone to Brentford, then it would have been a different story for him, and he'd evolved into the player that he wanted and the player with all the potential. But what they were saying at the time, that there was another player behind Mudryk who did go to Brentford and was under the radar and has now exploded a little bit more this year. And I think his name's Yarmouk.
Yarmouk,
the Yarmouk, yeah, and he is flying this season and really sort of evolving. And this guy was saying, like, we're watching him week in, week out, and he's not really, on the radar too much yet, but he will be going to a bigger club in the not too distant future. He's like a real, powerhouse of an engine. That will be on to watch.
He got injured against us, didn't he, in the league game? He got injured, didn't he? He went down a couple of times. I think they brought him up. But Yarmouk is another one that's been impressed. I think Gene will agree as well. We've still had nightmares from Mudryk's debut against us. When you remember he came off the bench, he ran us for honestly,
there's always players though, isn't it, that sort of like come out of the shadows and turn into flipping Messi. Like I always felt that about Pulisic as well. Never done nothing, and yet when he's played against us, he looked like an absolute worldie. And it's like it always seems to happen, doesn't it? Against Liverpool, they come alive, don't they?
But Ben, you're in terms of Wharton. Look, obviously, I think Avi mentioned it today as well. And to be fair to Avi, the last couple of days he's been saying to me, "Look, there's actually real concrete interest in Adam Wharton. Of course, there will be, especially with a player like him, and there will be other clubs after Adam Wharton because he's such a brilliant footballer. We heard that even the likes of Real Madrid might be wanting to bring him in if they sell Camavinga. And I love Adam Wharton, but I want your thoughts on does he fit Liverpool the way we're playing right now and the players that we have? In terms of fit, who would you go for then, Wharton or Anderson?
I think it's really down to who he replaces personally, because I think the obvious replacement, everyone's lips at the moment, is McAllister, because predominantly, he hasn't had a great season and he hasn't been anywhere near. But then if you were talking about McAllister from last season, you'd be like, he's the first person on the team sheet in midfield, and you wouldn't even contemplate the idea of selling him and changing him for somebody else. And now this season, they're all, apart from Szoboszlai, they're all on the shop floor. Really, they're all on the market. There's even been some talk this season about, is Gravenberch really the exact player that we want? And he doesn't fit the bill as a pure DM, but then at the same time he's not a progressive midfielder, and that he's got that lovely ability to be able to pull away from a player, but his passing's not probably as good as Wharton. So for me, if it was a case of you were changing Wharton for Gravenberch, then I would say that's probably a like for like, but Wharton's a better passer. But then if you were looking at McAllister, then I'd probably be looking more at Elliot Anderson, because he's a bit of an all-rounder, but a little bit more physical engine, and a little bit more sort of doesn't get turned as much, and is not as poor going the other way as McAllister. So I think it just depends on who potentially wants to go. I don't know. Can we see McAllister wanting a move in the summer, or Gravenberch wanting a move in the summer? Because the reality is, we're not bringing in any of these three unless they're guaranteed to start, or as near as damned guaranteed to start. They're not coming in to replace Endo, and they're not coming in to replace Jones. They're coming in to start. So it means that one of their places is up for grabs.
Avi, Ben mentioned in terms of the midfielders that Wharton, if he was to come in, would probably be a replacement for Grav, and what's his name, Anderson is probably a replacement for McAllister. I think, and I look at it, I think Gravenberch and Wharton, I think they ball out. I think them two probably suit each other a bit better. Both can play in the 6. Adam Watt will be a volume passer, and Gravenberch, we've seen, is a player that can go into the 8 and play in the 8 because he's the glider. He can go past players. He in between the lines. He's brilliant. He can receive the ball. He's press resistant. Them two together possess all the real qualities that are needed. No.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot more to come from Adam Wharton. I think he's got ball carrying abilities. Not that we've seen a huge sample of it at Crystal Palace, but I believe I believe he possesses that sort of acceleration as well, that he can get away if he needs to. He can drop a shoulder and get away. And look, he's 21 years old. There's a lot of development to come from him. I think we're in a position, Gene, that this summer coming, or even January from summer, there's going to be a lot of midfield talent pool in terms of who we can choose from. Where the defense, when we look at central defenders now, yes, there's talk of Bastoni and we'd love him. And at the moment, it seems as if it's a dream signing. Yes, Gahey, Lukaba's been looked at here and there, maybe. Jeremy Jacquet, who's 19, he's been looked at. But when you look at midfielders now, there's 2-3 midfielders out there that I can tell you that would improve this in the middle of the park, who've got that extra bite that we sort of severely lack. Lamine Kamara is one of them from Monaco. Mandela Keita from Parma is one of them. And then we're looking at Elliot Anderson, Belabor. You can look at Adam Wharton, but there's other midfielders around the world right now that would come in and do a job. Look, I've always said as well, from the summer, I think this is Alexis McAllister's last season. I think a club like Bayern Munich, not that I know of any interest or whatnot, I think Bayern Munich could come in from. He is going to be 27 now. And I think the way the Premier League's evolving yet again, we're going back to that sort of PNP era. You know how we had Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, Fabinho. We need a PNP. Yes, we've got Szoboszlai, but a PNP player in that middle of the park that can win tackles, that won't be bypassed. We've seen it this season. Chelsea was a perfect example when Caicedo scored. The way that they just went past McAllister. And yes, he's gotten better. Yesterday, he was better. But let's not kid ourselves. That West Ham midfield, it was shocking. That team was shocking last time that we played. McAllister, I feel that this will be his last season. And a player for me that I would love is either a Wharton and Elliot Anderson, albeit different profiles. But I think Szoboszlai could do what Elliot Anderson does now for Forest, maybe what he was doing for Newcastle. I think we've got Szoboszlai that is that all-action type midfielder. But someone who can sort of be patient with his passes. We lack at Adam Wharton. We don't have that, a volume passer. And this is why this club was hell-bent on turning Zubimendi's mind, because we wanted him and we were patient enough and we were prepared to wait for him to make up his mind, is because he just calms the influence, whether it be for Arsenal or whether it be for Spain. Zubimendi is that midfielder that we kind of lack. And I think the nearest thing to that is at Adam Wharton.
Yeah.
And physicality, or I want to, because that's what we're talking. There's two ways we go about this. Either you go with physicality and you go with Elliot Anderson or a Belabor, or you go with a proper metronome who's going to be sat there and pay the players spray the balls in terms of keeping possession. What do we need? Because if I look at it, I think we need both.
Yeah, I know.
And
I agree.
The only player that gives you both is Elliot Anderson.
Well, there is one other player that gives you both, I think. But just before I mention him, the idea of Szoboszlai, his weight rate is amazing. and his technique is amazing. But actually, that is his weak spot. Is that his pass selection and his decision making in tight spaces. That does let him down a little bit. So you do want that person who can pick that pass better. But just going back to it, there is another player I think who could. Like, obviously, it'd be really difficult to get based on what's just happened last summer. But if Newcastle don't get into the Champions League, I'd be looking at Tonali as well. I'd be looking at Tonali.
Is he not slightly slow though?
But then
he's protected a lot. He's protected a lot with Guimaraes and Jolinton, who've got
Bruno.
the energy, the power, the pace. He's got the physicality, Tonali, but I think sometimes the lack of his lack of pace stunts him, and that's why for the Italy team as well.
But Zubimendi hasn't got pace, has he?
Henderson is quick.
No,
Zubimendi's got acceleration though, Ben. He can get away from his marker with a turn.
Would you rather have Zubimendi over Tonali if you had to pick now?
Any day.
Really?
I think Zubimendi's amazing. I think he's a brilliant footballer.
Yeah, that is.
And Gene, for the best part of 3 years, I've been raving about Zubimendi.
You have. But
did you see Scholes? He said on the overlap a few weeks ago, he's the best midfielder in the Prem, and they were talking about Caicedo and Rice, and he said Tonali.
I love Tonali, man. I think he's unbelievable.
I just think it'd be incredibly difficult based on what we've just done to them in the last summer. They'd probably tell us to F off. But if they don't get in the Champions League, then they are in a difficult position with PSR. And Tonali is a world-class player. Let's not, and I don't think he's going to think, right, okay. Would you what?
You would call him world-class?
I think he's world-class, yeah. Yeah.
I think he's very, very close to world class.
He's not world class for me.
He's very close.
What does he not have that would to make him world class?
Come on.
You could argue Elliot Anderson, Wharton, Oberle, but none of them are world class at the moment.
Of course they're not.
Well, there you go. So it doesn't matter.
Zubimendi's more world class than the ones that we've just mentioned.
It's not about how can he be more world class.
He's more nearing that stature, nearing that. Category.
Based on what?
Category. Come on.
Based on what?
Based on the games, based on what he's done with Arsenal this season, based on when he's performed for Spain, that Euro final, I had mates back home in England who were supporting England saying, "That's it now. Rodri's off. Watch England, Spain. Now they'll fold.
Yeah, that was a good performance.
I said, you guys have not seen Zubimendi. He came on and he turned that game. There was
Tonali's put in some brilliant displays for Italy as well, hasn't he?
Tonali's been brilliant, man.
Some performances.
I'm surprised at you, Avi. I thought you would have rated Tonali higher, to be honest. I think if Tonali comes on the market this summer, he's £100 million player to any of one of top six teams in Europe.
I think Tonali's a good footballer. I just think he's slow.
He's better than good, Avi. Come on, man. He's better than.
Look.
How can you say Tonali is good?
At Newcastle,
he's a normal footballer.
At Newcastle, he's supported by a lot of runners in Gordon, Jacob Murphy, who does dog shifts, for him. Then he's got Guimaraes and Jolinton.
He's got fucking Declan Rice.
He gets a lot of runners for him. No,
he's got Declan Rice.
Zubimendi covers a lot of ground.
Best midfielder in the league right now.
Here we go again. Zubimendi covers a lot of ground, Gene. He covers a lot of ground.
But he has got Rice there covering a lot of ground for him to be in the same way.
This guy was wanted by Real Madrid. He was wanted by us last summer.
Yeah,
the only reason we didn't get him is because he didn't fancy the move.
But don't say that. No. But you can't downplay Tonali and then upplay flipping thingy and say, "Oh, he's got players around him." Fucking hell, he's got the best midfielder.
I think if you put Tonali in that Arsenal 11 instead of Zubimendi at the moment, they'd still be at the top of the league and they'd still be looking great. I don't think there's a huge difference. I don't think there's a huge difference.
A lot of underrated traits in Arsenal play this season. The patience, they're not panicking. They haven't lost their asses when they've gone 1-0 down. Newcastle was a perfect game at St. James's Park when Arsenal were 1-0 down. They came back. They had the resiliency. That comes from having players like Zubimendi, man, who've been there at the top level. Who've been there at the top level and done it.
But then Chelsea
at the top level and done it.
Because of Zubimendi at the game.
Who've been there at the top level and done it.
Chelsea were all over Arsenal in the first 15 minutes yesterday, and Zubimendi got booked for a silly tackle.
Ben, he says Arsenal have been shit this season. These are hosts today. Who's saying Arsenal have been shit this season.
They got themselves over the line like we did last season. That's what it is. Well, fair play to them. Look, I give them the credit. Fair play, but don't make it out like you know, Zubermendy's a fucking catalyst for fucking Arsenal because at the top of the league. No, it's got nothing to do with him.
He's been a very important player for the
Yeah,
and,
He's
and
a
one
part-
of the
he's
one
a
of the
part
big
of the
reasons,
cog.
one of the big reasons they're top of the league.
Declan Rice.
And they've
is
been
their
cruising
player,
the Champions League.
That's his player.
Declan Rice has been there for 2 years prior.
Rice.
Come on.
Declan Rice has been Arsenal's player by
It's
a
an interesting
country
debate,
mile.
And
It is
Zubermendi
a-
taught him a lesson at the Euro final as well, where Declan Rice started for
It's
England.
got to do with any. He talks about winning. This is what I mean about this guy, Ben. He actually,
Ah.
honestly, the guy's
Okay,
lost-
move on.
Anyway,
No,
we
Ben,
move on.
Tonali's a good player, but not for me. That's my opinion. Not for me. I'd rather have a Zubermendi, in my opinion. Someone who's got the intelligence on the pitch, who can be a tactical brain for the coach. And Zubermendi is that guy.
So which is the
But that-
three
look,
is
I'm not- I'm-
closest?
Look, that-
5 miles per hour, kilometers an hour difference, Ben.
that-
Wow.
What can I
This one-
say?
You start shows you that McAllister's probably
Okay.
quicker than Tonali.
Look, I'm just bringing it up because you mentioned something, and one of the chat guys must have done his research and put it up. So
Tell you what, the chat can either string you up or hang you out to dry, can't
but
they?
this-
no, I believe the chat won't lie to me.
Top speed doesn't really matter.
just
It
saying.
matters about
He was
the
slow.
IQ. The IQ in
No,
a
but
game.
you said he was slow. Abi.
Tonali is a
You
very
said Tonali is slow.
for me.
That's
I
why
do
the chat
not
are going for you, bro.
I
Because
don't-
you said that Tonali is slow, and the chat went crazy. and saying,
The chat's
"What
not
are
on
you
my
talking
level when it
about,
comes
slow?"
to football knowledge. The chat's not on my level. Let's just put that to bed.
This
Yeah.
is what I mean.
Let me tell you. Listen,
He's
if
right,
you're
I'll
saying
bring
Tonali's world class, then you've lost. You're born and
I
bred.
said
He's
you-
he typed that himself, Ben. He
I
typed that
said-
himself.
Look at him. Look at him. He sat
Absolutely.
there chilling, living the dream with his popcorn, thinking that it was last night was all about him. And yet he sat there laughing and you
Oh,
two
yeah,
are giving it
Ben,
beans.
last night we
Tonali-
schooled him. That's what it is.
If Tonali is world class, let's see who comes in for him in the summer.
I
There
mean,
should be top clubs then.
said-
Then
I said-
I expect City to come in for him, Liverpool to come in for him. Then, regardless of where
I said Tonali's
regardless
slow
of where
because-
Newcastle finish, I expect big clubs, bigger clubs than Newcastle, to come in for Tonali.
I
I
said
do as well. I
Newcastle
think there'll be a few. I think there'll be a few.
By the way, I
That
said
comes
he's
different
close to
form.
world class. I just wanted to-
I reckon they'll get ravaged, Newcastle, if they don't get the Champions League. I think people will be after Lewis Hall and Liv Renzo. I think they'll be looking at what's called Anthony Gordon moving on. I think they'll be looking at a few. I think they'll be looking at a few. So it'll be interesting. They are the club that needs to get Champions League this season more than anyone, I think. Because I think a lot of the other big clubs could probably tank a season out the Champions League. Hopefully not us, but I don't think that. I think they would really struggle. So it'll be interesting to see.
I'm
Go on,
saying he's
Gene,
a
carry
bad
on,
player.
mate.
I wasn't saying he's a bad player. I just think if you guys think he's world class, then this summer there
said
should
he's
be a lot of
close to
there should
world-class
be
yard.
there should be a,
I don't
that's-
understand what this guy's on about.
there
He's
should be a
still
lot of
young.
noise. There should be a lot of noise about him being linked with bigger clubs. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway,
For me, I wouldn't want him at Liverpool.
fuck me, you wouldn't want him. Fuck TK. If
wouldn't.
you don't want
Not
fucking
over
Son-
Adam Wharton.
Who's
Not
your choice? Have you out the three? Forget Tonali because he's not world class.
You know, I like Belaber a lot, but I just think he fancies United. I would take. I want a left-footed midfielder in my team, so I'd go for Wharton. Although I do like Ali Anderson, I think he can play a disciplined 6 in our system, in our team. I think he'd be brilliant as well. But just for the edge, Adam Wharton.
And you know the irony of that is that Newcastle sold Elliot Anderson because they wanted Tonali.
No. That was because of PSR reasons they sold him. Come on.
Yeah, but they could have sold Tonali, couldn't they? And they could have kept Elliot Anderson. But there we go.
Tonali was banned for 6 months for betting. Come on, guys.
I'm being facetious. It's okay. Go on, carry on.
It
Sorry.
didn't hurt anyone, right? Anyway, Ben,
He took a
if you
ban.
had a choice, who would you get? Avi's gone Wharton.
Wharton feels like a Liverpool type player to me. I think if he can get his fitness right and get him playing week in, week out, which Slot and his team are really good, renowned for getting players fit and keeping players fit. With the exception of 1 or 2 this season, obviously, I think Wharton looks like he would be a Liverpool player to me, a Liverpool type player to me. I like the look at Wharton. You know, what's called come from Blackburn as well. Yeah, I think he looks like he fits the bill for Liverpool, definitely. When I watched him again on Saturday, and I did watch him closely again on Saturday, he's very efficient. He's not involved in the game all the time, but everything he does is efficient. Like his reverse ball into the box to get the penalty for what's called for Palace was just superb. And you just think to yourself, if you had him and his ability to pass the ball, linking up with Wirtz and linking up with maybe Gravenberch or Szoboszlai, I think that could really be exciting.
He's got a great weight of pass as well on him.
Yeah, really, really
Very
good.
good weight of pass on him.
Passing
I
is
like
off
him
the
a lot.
scale. His
Yeah,
passing
I
is
like him a lot.
off the scale, man. And you know what? The best thing about it, he does everything at his own pace.
Yeah.
He never rushes. He knows how good he is. Even if you come and try and
Yeah.
press him, he knows how to knock you off. Even these small little 1-2s of just keeping the ball flowing, keeping the
Yeah.
ball moving. He's just a brilliant, brilliant footballer, man. I honestly adored him. Even 18 months ago when I first saw him, I thought, you know what? He's the player that we lack. He's the player that we need. And obviously, then we went after Zubamendi. We didn't get him. But this guy was the player. He literally was the player. But obviously, we weren't going to pay the ridiculous amounts of money that that was going to take to go and praise him away from Palace. But if we could somehow bring him in, even if it's around the 70, maybe 80 million pound mark, homegrown, right age, ready for a big move. This place is tailor made for him, and Anfield's tailor made for him to literally spray the ball all over the park, and it'd be a brilliant signing. But a lot of people are mentioning Avi, another player who plays like him, who sits there and he has a brilliant left foot. And every time we've played against him, I think he's another player who always fucking turns up. Eduardo Camavinga. Your thoughts?
Camavinga,
Yeah.
we're talking about injuries and fitness. He's the one who's got to prove himself as well. He's not had a breakout season yet. And he's 24 or 25 now. I think he's 24.
He was a stalwart in the fucking Madrid team for the last few years.
Oh my God, he gets injured quite a bit. He gets injured quite a lot.
here and there.
He needs a breakout season. Until he can prove his fitness, then he should just stay put where he is. He's not going to get any better than Real Madrid. They've used him at left back at times, left CM, in the middle as a DM, as a winger at times as well. He needs to he needs a defined position as well. Coming into that age now, it's really important that he is going to be a central midfielder or part of a three. But he does get injuries. He does get
to be fair to him, I'm just looking at his injury record. He had a really bad injury. Is 24-25, right? Where he picked up around 4 injuries. Before that, he was out for a little bit in 23-24, 1 injury. And then before that, minor. So it's just that 24-25 season where he picked up quite a few niggles, quite a few injuries. And one was a fucking 75-day one, which was quite a long one, to be fair. But
2 months. 2 months. But for me, he hasn't defined himself at Madrid, and he might need to move away. It might have been that syndrome where he goes to a big club early and it's not worked out for him, similar to Tchouaméni, but a couple of managers here and there, he hasn't pierced in that Real Madrid 11 yet, which makes me worry. And look, he is 22, 23, my bad, 22, 23,
2 weeks ago.
Our good friend India Kalia is saying that we are involved in conversations, obviously for Semenyo, but also for Atlanta's Edison as well. And I don't think he would be a long-term first choice, but just thinking of it in the back of my head, if he was a replacement for Endo, then I would be all over that one. I think he'd be a really good squad filler. He's done really well at Atlanta, and it seems like he hasn't been favoured that much. I think his price value dropped, didn't it, a little bit?
He's 26 now?
Yeah. So as a replacement for Endo, I think he'd be a really good squad player to have.
He played well against us in the Europa League, didn't he? And Jurgen,
very well.
For
Atlanta, yeah. No, decent
We
player.
were linked to United last year. The year before. I'm sure we were linked.
United were linked.
Yeah, we were heavily linked.
Yeah, United
heavily
were
linked. Yeah.
I remember doing about 5 shows on bloody Edison back in them days.
But it's close to January, so Indy's he's a bit like me, and he's gonna name every Tom, Dick, and Harry
left, right, and centre from the agents.
So fair play to Indy, but I think the Edison train has sort of passed. Look, Camavinga, Gene, on his day, he's a fantastic footballer, but what's his true position? I'm yet to see it. Where he really is, where he really excels. He's been messed. No, don't say he can play. He's been messed around in this Real Madrid team. He was coming as an LCM when he was playing at Rennes as well. Even at Rennes, from where he's from, he was being like rotated in different positions. I'm yet to see what his true position is. I don't think he can play a DM position.
I'll be honest with you. That kid, Camavinga, without if he didn't have the injuries, he's fucking unbelievable.
He's never every time I've seen him, he's never had a breakout game. I'm sorry.
Every time I saw Kamavinga play against us, that had on me.
What do you mean every time played against us?
fucking
You
play
act,
it
you
when
act
we
as if you play
fucking-
them fucking every season.
We do. We
No,
fucking
we
play
don't.
every fucking season.
Last
What are you
season,
on
did
about?
he start? Did he start last season
He
in
fucking-
Anfield?
He plays
Did
against
he,
yeah,
did he,
bro.
did,
He was
did he
Real
start
Madrid's
last
best
season?
player. He was Real Madrid's best player.
What, last
Against
season?
us, he was Real Madrid's best player. Kasem he was.
Did he
can't
start
be
last
cold,
season? I can't
lad.
remember.
He's so strong as well, man. He's the one player I hate playing against. Harami always turns up.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he's all that.
I don't know. Kasem, I think he's a
Do
brilliant.
we?
His
Do
potential
we?
and go on. Sorry, Ben.
Oh, I was just going to say, do we think that Tchouameni ship has sailed as well?
He's gonna sign a new
Because
contract.
he's been on the list.
Alonso's been playing him, so
Mm.
I think he'll stay. I think he's fine. I think that ship has sailed. Look, we should have.
Yeah.
I think had we won in Paris against Madrid, I think Tchouameni was ours. I think it was a straight shootout of whoever wins this, I'm going to join. And there you go. Because we tried our absolute best to get him, invited him, his family, his agent, from when he was at Monaco. We gave him the whole dressing gown at Liverpool, at Kirby and whatnot, and he still sort of went to Madrid. But that Madrid situation, it is unraveling. And I'll ask a question later on the show. I think there'll be a fair few departures between now and summer. And I'm not just talking about the coach. I think Real Madrid are in big, big trouble as a club.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're in big trouble. Not financially, just the players that they've got and whatnot. I think
boys, they'll just buy their way out like they always do.
Is he not having Alonso? I don't understand it. The top of the league, aren't he? He's obviously made a system change, but like Mbappe is their best player, and he's absolutely flying. Is it just because certain players aren't getting a game? It's a bit of backlash from the players.
And this is why, like, I think the Real Madrid job was always going to be there for Xabi Alonso. I don't think he needed to take it straight after Bayer Leverkusen. I think he should have done a stint at Liverpool if he was number one choice. Come here for 4 or 5 years, absolutely obliterate the league, win a Champions League, and go to Real Madrid when you're nearing 50. Because he's taking it very soon after Bayer Leverkusen, there are still bad personalities. There's bad apples in that team. You know, Vinicius is number one. And I tweeted it earlier on. If they don't back him over Vinicius, his career's curtains. His career will be cut shortly at Real Madrid as a manager. I think they'll get rid of him because I don't think they will go against the grain when it comes to any warfare with Vinicius and the coach.
Interesting.
Would you take Vinicius?
No.
On loan in January?
No chance. Never. World-class player, elite, but not for my club. He wouldn't pass the dickhead test, Gene. You know that too.
That's true. Dickhead test probably not.
He won't track back. Like, yes, of course, in a fantasy on a FIFA team, I would sign him up every day. You know, but in reality, that it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You
I
take
think
him
he
tomorrow,
looks like
bro.
an absolute
What
whopper.
the fuck you thinking, man? You take Vinicius Junior, man.
No, yeah, of course you wouldn't.
Take him, man. If
Not for
he
my club.
was available, you
Not for
take
my
him.
club. Certain personalities, you don't take. You don't take him. He would be poison.
Forget the personalities,
We'd
man.
be a United. We'd be
The
a
guy
United.
produced fucking Champions Leagues and fucking title after title for him, mate. You think I'm bothered about fucking his fucking personality, bro? Prove it onto the pitch, mate. The guy's doing his talking on the pitch. Yeah, he fucks about whatever he does, but bro, he does the talking on the pitch, mate. He should have won the Ballon d'Or. Let's face it, a year or two ago. Yeah, he should have. I think he should have won it. He flipping deserved it. He was Ballon d'Or winner that year, man. Over Rodri, yeah. The one that Rodri got, man.
Rodri had a special season.
He was really good, Rodri, but this guy.
Rodri won the Euros. No, but it's not just what you do at the club level, right? It depends on what you do for your country as well. He's never done anything for Brazil.
But still have never done anything themselves in the last 10 years. What
No, yeah, but just your one superstar that should be able to.
He wasn't the superstar, man. Neymar's been the superstar for the last 10, 15, 12, 10 years.
Neymar's been finished for the last 3-4 years, man.
Couple of years he hasn't been. But I know he's a bit of a prick. You know, he is a crybaby. He always fights. He's always arguing with the ref. He's always arguing with his own fucking team half the time. But make no mistake, he's an elite footballer, man. He's elite. Of course,
no one's disputing that. But if we're thinking logically, and we're Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, he's a player that would never go for. He wouldn't pass that dickhead test.
No, I get that. Yeah, what's happened to Rodrigo? He hasn't scored a goal in like 21 games.
He was only coming off the bench, isn't he? He needs a move. He needed a move in the summer.
He's an absolute idiot, and he deserves it. And he is the perfect player. That is the absolute idiot. I'm gonna fucking play for Real Madrid. Yeah, they give it. You can't even play now. Goulet's going to start every game, mate. I think he loves him. And
Well, there's
Goulet
been a lot
actually
of critics.
really, really
There's
well.
been a lot of critics for
Yeah.
Goulet. He came off yesterday. A lot of criticism
Well,
for Goulet the last
Yeah.
2-3 games.
Well, my point is, Rodrigo, is that he wasn't prepared to take a pay cut, was he? He was on astronomical wages, and you just think to yourself, where's the motivation? Where's the motivation in your career? You've risen to the heights and you've done what you've done, but you've never really been the main man anywhere. Have you not got any desire to be the main man somewhere? And that's exactly what he should do, to be honest. That it's stupid that he hasn't gone, but as Gene said, he's getting exactly what he deserves, and he's not involved. But
Ben,
I don't know if he's that bothered.
these are deep-rooted, not problems or issues. These from their background as well. These South Americans, they come unfortunately from the slums. So when they see a bit of money, and especially the money that Ronaldinho has seen, Adriano, Ronaldo R9, Rubinho's, the Viniciuses, they set themselves up. They set up generations of their families as well up. And then they get that to that age between 25 to 30 where they're just finished, but they're still earning 200, 300,000 a week. Kaká was an exception, but Kaká just had injuries when he went to Real Madrid from Milan. He was the exception because he was a modern profession. But all these other South Americans that come over from Brazil, it's all about the moolah. Look at Oscar. At 24, he goes to Shanghai Shenhua in China, and he's earning 600,000-700,000 a week. He goes, for me,
Great shout.
For me, I was done because I knew I could feed my family, my nieces, my nephews, my kids, their grandkids. I'll be a granddad, and they'll be rich for life. So that's how they think.
Yeah.
You can't knock it, but that's the times that we live in.
But there's been players like Roberto Firmino have come and played here for years. They're from Brazil. There's players like Coutinho. Coutinho stayed here. He would have stayed. He only left because Barcelona came and that was his dream. Fabinho was here. Fabinho only left because his legs are gone, and then he went to Saudi. So you can't. I'm not going to go. You just picked a few players. But I understand.
Rubinho was another.
Eh?
Rubinho
tends to be the fancy Dans, doesn't it?
It's meant to be the fancy ones that probably
who think they're more than they are.
Bobby and not Fabinho, but like Alisson and I know Bobby, they've come from humble beginnings where they're all about their faith, hardworking. They're all born again Christians, so they get nurtured by their parents at a young age. Look at Bobby's mom and dad. Look how close they were with him through his move, through the documentaries that we've seen on LFC TV. It depends on your background and your.
Allison as well. Allison documentary. The structure around his family. It's all about his brother being a keeper as well and wanting to get to the top and stay at the top. So yeah, definitely.
Once these South Americans go to Spain, they taste a bit of cochinilla, Gene. That's it. It's all over for them, unfortunately. That's it. They get that smell of that white powder. That's it. They just want to be playboys all their lives.
Right. Let's go back to the poll, Avi, the one that I put up earlier. We had, I said, who would you take, Wharton, Anderson, or Baleba? The results are Wharton 56%.
He's won it.
Anderson 33%, and Baleba 11%.
Yeah, he's had a poor season. I think that's a reflection.
220 votes.
Wow. Yeah. And all those 220 votes, can you please like and subscribe as well if you haven't to the channel, please?
Now everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Luca 238 late for the poll, but his choice was Anderson. Some comments. Let's read some comments out, actually.
67 likes. That's pathetic. That people, come
67
on now.
likes. Are you having a laugh, Ben?
Unbelievable. 250 watching. Less than half likes. Come on, guys.
There's over 250 of you in here. The least you can do is smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Come on.
Gene, Wednesday Sunderland game. Are you now quietly confident that we win this game on Wednesday?
I will
Gomez at right back.
I'm gonna be honest. This morning I woke up. Obviously, I was thinking about with the show that we all of us had. I'm still ramen. That game for me, the West Ham game, doesn't really change much because that game was tailor-made for us. Tougher test lie, but I was happy we got the win. We got the 3 points. Hopefully, I'm just praying that Liverpool can do something on Wednesday, Avi. But it's a much tougher test on Wednesday. I know it's at home, but it's a tougher test. A physical team that will come at us who won't just sit back and allow it. They will press us. I feel they're going to press
sue us, though, wouldn't it? that will suit us if they come to play as well, which they will. If they play Enzo Lippi, they're definitely coming to play. And they've got players like Wilson, Isidore, and the midfield Chaka and what's his name? What's that? Saliki, the DM that he plays
Yeah.
alongside him. They've got players that want to play on the ground, on the deck. If they come to play, Gene, and these why I'm very quietly, not quietly, I'm saying it loudly. I'm very confident going to Wednesday's game. I think we're winning it. I think we'll put in a good performance.
The thing, Ben, that gives me the biggest like hope now before last game is two players. Alexander Isak is off the mark and Florian Wirtz turned up. Them two, now I can, you know what, I've been crying out for them two to start give us something, and they finally gave us something, and we just got to hold on to the hope that on Wednesday these two at Anfield will finally show at Anfield that, you know what, let's go out there, let's start performing, because I think it's massive. Because if they do it again, Ben, then and we win on Wednesday, then you're gonna see real confidence in the team.
And the
A bit
belief
of
comes.
momentum then, yeah.
I think that's the most
I'm just
important thing.
looking I'm just looking at Sunderland's away record so far this season. So they've had 6 away games so far this season. They've lost 3, won 2, and drawn 1. So they lost at Burnley, lost at Man United, and lost last game out against Fulham. But they went to Stamford Bridge and won.
Yeah, they were very unlucky against United
and
as
they
well.
went to-
Very unlucky.
Unlucky against United.
Yeah, and they went to went to
beat
Forest
United.
and won as well. So they have got the ability to go to big grounds and get a result. Like obviously Chelsea can be a little bit of a basket case sometimes, and Forest were all over the show by the time when they played them. So there is a bit of caveat, but they're no mugs is the point. But at the same breath, I think that win on Sunday would give the team and the fans such relief that if we can just start strong on Wednesday and get ahead again, I think they'll unleash then, and it'd be too much for Sunderland. And I think Sunderland will have a go, which will suit us. I don't really want to be playing against a team who are just going to sit in and try and hit us on the break. I think they're going to have a real go at us, which will suit us. But I think if we pick the right team and the players are up for it again, I think that'll really do us. And then we go into Leeds on Saturday, who I heard on the radio coming home today saying that what's it called? Daniel Farker's got 2 games to save his job as well. And
he gets sacked every time he gets a team promoted. He gets a sack, doesn't he?
Exactly. But their next game is what's called. They've got a big game on Wednesday. I forget who it is. I think it might be Man City.
Abby, take over 1 second.
Come on, sort your kids out. Sorry, man.
I can't remember who they've got on Wednesday, but it's a big one on Wednesday. It might be Chelsea. The chat will tell us, I'm sure. But then they've obviously got us on Saturday night. And I think if we can get the win on Wednesday, then the third game of the cycle, when the Leeds will be feeling it a little bit, we can go there and we can do them as well.
And Ben, one of the comments I wanted to make yesterday, and we couldn't because it was just chaotic yesterday, but you did a great job as a host, was if he makes any change in that from Sunday, what does that say to the players that are going to be relinquishing their places again? Like Gomez comes in, he's kept a clean sheet, he's got an assist, and if he gets dropped now, imagine that body language. Like,
yeah, I get that, but at the same time, I also understand that these guys are elite level professionals and they understand the squad rotation system. But with regards to Gomez specifically, like, make no mistake about it, he played really well on Sunday, but he'll be having conversations with the fitness team as to whether or not he's capable of playing again. And if he says to them, I'm good to go again, I feel well, I recovered well, then I'm good to go again, I've got no doubt that they put him in. But if they say, right, okay, I got a little tweak or I was feeling it or whatever, but he didn't come off early and he didn't look like he was blowing for tugs or anything at the end of the game.
He hasn't played for 9 months, that's why.
Exactly. So if he's fresh and he feels good, then I would go with him again, purely because of the balance and purely because it allows us to put Szoboszlai into midfield. The only obviously alternative is Jones, but I like the idea of Gomez there. I really do.
And even the Yemi goes, look at the highlights against Bournemouth. They killed them with set pieces. That has been our Achilles heel all season. So if that is the issue, I want Joe Gomez to start. At least it gives us another defender who can defend on corners and can head the bloody ball. So it's important that he starts against Sunderland. Leeds will be easier in that sense. So I'd rather him miss Leeds than Sunderland. Sunderland's going to be a difficult game. I hope it's not. I hope we turn up, we start and begin to and play football. But it won't be as easy. It won't be easy because before the goal against even West Ham, Avi, even though they didn't do much, what did we really create? More actually, yeah,
No,
we had
first half we did. Come on, first half we did. Wirtz should have scored.
Birch should have scored
A save.
Yeah.
and
Isak,
Isak save.
he couldn't do a lot more from that though.
Yeah,
Isak,
true.
it
Fair,
was
fair.
from behind. You know, Gakpo here and there. No, we had chances, and look, the chance that he takes, well, that's what we've paid him money for, isn't it? You know, Darwin probably doesn't score that, or any other 9 that we've had. Jota would have scored that. You know, he sniff out a chance in the goal box any day. But Isak takes that chance. That's what we've paid him for. You've got to now play him. You've got to now play with Gakpo gets a golden assist. Play him. You know, Wirtz got himself into a bit of form. You play him on Wednesday. And look, if Gomez is a big worry, you start him for the first 60, 65, assess it then, and then bring him off. It's not as if Slot's been afraid of making changes. He's made changes when he's needed to, albeit he's made some bad decisions when he's made substitutions in the last 6-7 weeks. But if Gomez is fit, you play him because Konate looked a lot better as well. Yes, Callum Wilson didn't provide a big sort of threat up top. And, you know, when he got swapped out for another forward, whoever, I don't even know which forward came on. Even Lewis Galemi, when he came on, Jared Bowen was in and out of the game. They didn't provide a stiffer test, but Konate looked better. Even Konate's passing, you know, I couldn't fault it yesterday. He was breaking through some lines. His passing.
But the big question is, though, he didn't play 1 minute on Sunday. Surely there's no way that Salah's not involved on Wednesday. So if he is, then who does he replace?
I'm sorry, but these where Arne needs to make bold decisions.
Avi, he's starting on Wednesday.
He needs a bit of ruthlessness. No, he shouldn't start. He shouldn't be starting though.
Mohamed Salah will start on Wednesday.
And if we draw, and God forbid, if we draw or lose that game on Wednesday,
this
it'll be curtains for Arne. I'm telling you now.
Mohamed Salah will start.
Arne Slot needs to do what's best for him right now because he's trying to save his career. He's trying to save his managerial career at Liverpool Football Club. If we look better without Salah on Sunday, he's got to trust that 11 again on Wednesday.
But one thing I will say is, look,
and he's got the luxury of bringing on a Salah or a Chiesa or a Rio or making changes. For us.
But one thing that I will say, and I was one that advocate. I wanted the same team to start. Avi, is because it's at home. I think Salah will start
in place of who then?
And
no. You want to see?
I'll give you an answer.
Question, isn't it?
No.
The conundrum.
I'm going to tell you who, in terms of position, he will obviously take over from Dominic Szoboszlai on that position, right? Okay, honest opinion. I want you guys to be honest now. What did you guys think of Dominic Szoboszlai in his position yesterday? Honest opinion now.
It's not been his best games, but it didn't need to be.
Okay.
He was steady and solid. Yeah. Puts the work rate in, leads the press. You know, he wasn't fabulous on the ball, give it away a couple of times. But generally speaking, you know, he was a solid starter. I think if we're saying that Szoboszlai doesn't start on Wednesday, is that what you're hinting at?
No. The reason why I'm asking that is look, we're at home, right? You have to win your home games. There's no doubt that you have to try and win your home games. I think because it's a home game, I think Salah will start.
But then you still haven't answered my question. Who does it come in?
I would play Dominic Szoboszlai instead of McAllister.
So McAllister would drop out.
Me personally, that's what I would do.
That's interesting. So that means
But the biggest issue then we have is we've got fucking Salah and Gakpo again.
Yeah, and then the other issue with that is then Wirtz is then part of the midfield three, which is a situation that he doesn't really relish at the moment because he needs that license to be able to play as a free 10 with three midfielders behind him. And that's the difference. Whereas, obviously, if Szoboszlai comes back into midfield and Salah goes back, then you've got your front three of Gakpo, Isak and Salah. Then you've got Wirtz behind him. If he thinks Wirtz can do enough off the ball as part of the midfield three, then so be it. But these are a very energetic.
Whereas Gakpo and Salah don't give you that. Having Salah as a third runner and as a presser, it's not working. That's not his game anymore.
But
it's not needed to be. It's not needed to be.
Okay, you know the press. I'm not too fussed with Salah not pressing. I'll be honest with you. I don't really that care because he's not. You're not.
He hasn't pressed for 18 months, has he?
Like Asim mentioned it in his tactical show. Salah has to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna have to drop 10 yards further deep, yeah, to at least help out, to at least cover that space. That is what Salah has to be able to do, because we can't allow Salah to just sit there and say, I'm gonna stay up top now. You can't do that, mate. You're not allowed to do that anymore. So honestly, he's gonna have to tinker it, tweak it a little bit. Where if he wants Salah to play, then you have to play Salah in a position where he's not gonna hamper the Liverpool team. I know people are mentioning he doesn't though, team. I know he doesn't, because the truth is the instruction then was for Salah to not do that, because the main thing was for Salah to stay up top and score goals, because he was our only and real outlet that was scoring goals. But the truth is now he isn't, because we have Alexander Isak, who it should be the focal point of our attacks, the end goal, where he's the one that's going to put the ball in the back of the net. So Salah has to understand this. And if he's not understanding it and he doesn't track back, get him off, because there's no other way to work.
Is there no world that we would put Salah in for Gakpo, and then you played the same midfield?
How can you drop him after getting an assist and a goal, Ben? Think about it a little bit. He just got an assist and a goal yesterday, and you're saying drop Gakpo now. No, these not.
He hasn't been great. He hasn't been great the last few weeks.
Neither has Salah for the last 12 weeks.
No, I know. But
we're going to have a good show today. But Ben, you cannot be dropping Gakpo after a goal and an assist. Come on, look at the way he took that second goal. He took it very well. And you're saying, is there not in a world where we can drop him for Salah, who's not been performing for the last 10 weeks either?
It wasn't.
Huh?
Salah is Salah. I know he's been shit, but
what do you mean Salah is Salah?
What do you
mean Salah is Salah?
Salah will be one of them that will fucking
Salah.
Salah is one of them guys. One thing I'm gonna tell you now. Don't doubt the king.
I'm not doubting the king. I was in his defense yesterday,
and reeling.
Part to play, but right now we've just won a game after God knows how long since Villa. So you've got to go with your best 11 tomorrow. The 11 that won at West Ham, you got to go with that on Wednesday night. Stop fucking around. I'm not doing this for the theatrics or the trolling, but you got to go with the winning team on Sunday. You play it for at least the first 65 on Wednesday. Then you've got a luxury of a Mohamed Salah or a N'Gomor or a Chiesa or a midfielder to switch things up if it's not going your way. Guys, come on, let's think a little bit.
If your life depended on 3 points,
that comment has really rattled me.
Okay, if your life depended on 3 points, Salah starts or no? You fucking start him, mate. I don't care what you do. You start the king. I don't care.
When we go to Budapest in May, would you pick Salah or Gakpo to start?
We're not there though yet, Ben. We're not there.
I'm just asking.
No, Ben, no, we're not there. We're not doing these hypotheticals anymore. We're not
we
there.
are in a way.
We're talking about the now. We're talking about the now.
We're talking about the now. The speakers, relax, bro.
We're talking about the now.
No. Look, I understand where Avi's going, because it's
Gakpo comment really pissed me off. He just got us an assist and a goal yesterday, Ben, and you're saying let's fucking drop him.
Avi, his performance was shit. You have to admit that. Not shit, but he wasn't great. I think it's me being harsh when I say shit. And he's been. If anything, he's
played a lot of games as well, Gakpo.
Huh?
He's played a lot of games, Gakpo. So I don't think it would be the worst thing.
Shit. Or if I look at overall this season, I think he's been one of our worst players. Regardless of his scoring goal, he's been one of our worst players.
He's the highest. He's got the highest goals and assists in our team right now with 9.
Yeah,
which is poor. Which is a poor return, to be fair. It's a poor return, to be fair, because considering all our forwards have been shite. But listen, you cannot drop him after yesterday. Come on, Ben. Let's think about it a little bit.
It's not a dropping. It's a rotation for freshness. If Salah is fit and fresh and firing and with a real
been
sort
fit
of
and fresh for the last 10 weeks, he's done nothing. Sorry, that's the brutal truth. That's the brutal truth.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Words has come and has done nothing up until yesterday night. That's the brutal truth, guys. I'm sorry. Football's a very cutthroat game.
You can't.
I'm just saying. I would love to see a midfield three of McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch, and then in front of them, Wirtz and Salah and Isak up front. I think that would be really interesting.
Dominic Szoboszlai, like you did with Salah on the right, you're wanting Dominic Szoboszlai to do a bit more of that from the left-hand side, correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not a bad shout.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it.
I'd like to see
what Isak, Salah, and Wirtz Diamond looks like.
Yeah, my head. I know this. I know Avi hates Salah, man. I've always had to go at him for hating Salah over the years. It's all right.
I backed him up yesterday. I said that Mohamed Salah,
Joking, you know.
whether
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
joking.
before AFCON or after AFCON, he's still got a pivotal part to play in this Liverpool team. I hate all this, oh, Salah's out, he should permanently be out. No, he still play a big, important part. But what I want on Wednesday, Ben, is the team that won yesterday, it will have gained a bit of confidence, a bit of momentum. Konate looked better because he had a defender who defends first in Joe Gomez next to him. You go with that 11. Even McAllister was much better. Was much better.
Avi, he was only better because there was not a per player around him for around his 10 flipping meters around him.
It's brought in confidence, hasn't it? It's brought a
His
bit of
biggest-
momentum.
Bro,
They've
one
got a bit of
second.
confidence from it.
I'm his biggest fan.
Oh, fucking
There's no way
I
that
just-
happens, is there?
No chance.
What?
Yeah, he's the
No.
bro. I'll kick fuck out of him to the slot if he fucking even thinks.
But then
about it.
again, Ben, you know what? Then again, Ben, who knows what this manager's going to do? He's made some very weird decisions.
Ali, come down Wednesday. If you're in Bradford, come down. You can come. You
Who's
can
Eli Ben Ali?
send me a message on what do you call it on
WhatsApp.
X, yeah. And
Oh, X.
if you fancy coming down to the studio and watch the game, no problem, come down.
Yeah, but do you know him?
Let him come, man. Whoever he is, man. If he wants to watch the game with us, let him come in it. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
man.
no.
Make sure the people that you're inviting are right uns, not wrong uns. Anyway,
They're not alike, man. What's wrong with you? The watchers, man. Our subscribers who watch most of our shows. The guy wants to come and watch the game with Joe. I'm not gonna say no to the lad, am I? It's
do we
the
win?
same
Do
way,
we?
yeah. If you guys ever want to come to the studio in Bradford to watch a Liverpool game, just send us a message and say you want to come and watch. And Joe, come down.
And you
man.
get a fish supper as well.
Yeah, I'll get you a fish and chips as well, man, from Mother Hubbard. And trust me,
The street seats behind the boys as well, always
Yeah,
waiting to be filled. Maybe we should start selling them, Gene. Sell the seats, front row, watch along seats.
Maybe we can try some of that pistachio butter on site as well. Gene.
No, that's on a different side, man. That's on a different side.
All right, boys. Ben, do we win on Wednesday?
Absolutely, we win on Wednesday. Which is it now? We're on the march again.
That's it. I love Ben. This is why I love Ben. Gene,
We're on
do
the
we win
march
Wednesday?
again.
Three 1 Liverpool.
I think
Take
we're gonna win 3-0 and we're gonna have another clean sheet.
Does Robbo come back in for Kirkhouse or does he keep his place?
Kirkis has been brilliant.
I think he's
Much
been
better
improved.
yesterday.
That was his
Much better against
his best
PSV.
performance.
I thought against PSV he was really good.
It was okay, yeah. Not great, but okay.
He's
But
been brilliant. Are you He's been okay, brilliant. Where have you got brilliant from?
He was good
You're not
yesterday.
this guy, man. Just
not
because
brilliant.
he loves Kirkes and he told us we're gonna go and buy him. Now he's just aiming, yeah, brilliant. That game, kid, against he was decent.
he's got his favourites, Avi, hasn't he? Let's be honest.
No, I
His
don't.
favourites.
I actually don't. Okay, you know what? Kirk is because I've invested a lot of time in him when he was on loan 3-4 years ago. Look, Kirk will come good. He's had 2 good games, better games. Nowhere near what we're expecting of him. But I thought he looked better with 3 defenders who defend first alongside him. Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk. I think
he is like Szoboszlai from a fitness perspective in that he can repeat games. He looks like that sort of, robust character.
No. Yeah, and he's got a great he's got a great engine on him. He's got a great engine on him.
Yeah, he needs a big display at Anfield. Yeah, I haven't seen a great display at Anfield, so that would be nice to see.
He played very well against Arsenal at home, by the way. Very well. He had Madueke. Madueke couldn't even get past him. And Madueke, he's very quick, by the way.
Madueke was there. To be fair to Madueke, he actually didn't do too bad either in that game.
And,
but anyway, guys.
Now hold on, let Ben.
I was just going to say no risk with Isak not starting again.
No, he's got to start now. He's got his goal. He'll
to
get better and better. He's got to score. I do feel for Ekitike because I think in a way we've ruined his momentum to fit in Isak.
Okay, play.
I have to admit, I've been disappointed with Ekitike, to be honest. I think he's been poor the last few weeks. I think he's showing his age a little bit at the moment, a bit arrogant and a little bit of an ego, a little bit of a, sort of like trying to do it on his own. I think he probably is getting a little bit, frustrated, thinking Isak's getting stronger and faster and sharper. And it's like, oh my word, I've got to do something special. And it's like, you don't have to do anything, mate. You just be part of the squad. You come on, you do your job, you work hard. And you get your chances again. But yeah, I'm not no
like
problem.
you said, the French carry a lot of ego with them. And he did,
Yeah.
and that celebration against Southampton, Ben in the Carling Cup.
You've gone for the South Americans. You've gone for the French. Anyone left? Fucking hell.
No. I said the French. You need that arrogance, ego. Zidane had it. That's why he's for me, he's the greatest footballer of all time in my
He scored his
opinion.
first goal for France with a 1-2 with Mbappe, so he probably thinks he's completed football, doesn't he? Sort of thing. So yeah, it is what it is.
You have ego and arrogance. You can keep it in check, but that Southampton celebration said it all for me. That all this talk of Isak. Don't forget, I'm here. I've come for big money too. I will be the main number 9. But you get sent off for it, and Slot thinks, yeah, that's why you're an idiot.
Yeah,
absolutely. It is what it is. Shall we do a quick? Gene, I want to ask you actually a question. We'll go around the table. Your favorite ever Spanish player?
Spanish ever.
Yeah.
Andreas Iniesta. He's
Ben?
a magician.
He's not the best, but he's my favorite Spanish player, Xabi Alonso.
Fair enough.
Have you yours?
Mine was David Villa. I loved him.
David Villa.
Iniesta is a great shot. Yeah, Iniesta would be second. Iniesta, my Spanish won my World Cup for me. Iniesta.
I mean, can I just say, obviously it was going to be, like Cash mentions Fernando Torres, right? Without doubt, he was always going to be. I don't think I'm not trying to be funny. I don't think I ever loved a player like I loved Fernando Torres.
That's true.
I loved him when he came, bro. We wouldn't look because he was the only.
I loved him. He was amazing.
But I fucking hated him when he left. That's the day I realized I can't love. You can't fall in love with a footballer.
I don't think David Villa
until Mohamed Salah came.
I think David Villa is very underrated as well. Raul was brilliant. Fernando Torres, that transfer to Chelsea, I'll never get it to this day because Kenny had just come in. He had just scored against Chelsea. No, not Chelsea. He just scored against Blackpool, I think. That 2-1. We lost that game. But I think Suarez and Torres. But then Torres' knee was shot, wasn't it? It was shot.
Yeah.
His knees were shot. Let's just, Carlos Puyol, one of my favorite ever captains, Barcelona and through Xavi. Yeah.
We have got it on the agenda to do a Liverpool greatest 11 in the Premier. So I think that definitely should be a show at some point in the next week or two where we go through it and pick our greatest ever Premier League 11, not all time 11, just Premier League 11.
Let's do questions.
Definitely.
You know what, guys? If you got any questions, let's do them. Let's spend
5 minutes.
Suarez. Nobody touches Suarez. Oh, have you forgot him, man?
No, but Thiago.
I loved him, man.
Thiago.
He never did it on the international. He never got a chance.
Why? I guess, man, what a play! I fucking bro. So, you know what? I'm not lying to you. Watching this guy play football at Anfield when we watched him and he was on it, I swear to God, it was a fucking joy to watch. I will never forget that year when he was on it and he played for us because this guy was a number.
You know the goal he scored.
Me and Chino at that game, the photo game.
Look, this guy,
Well, United game. You watch that goal 100 times, and I've never seen a football go down and then up.
It never touched the grass. It never touched the grass.
It never touched the grass.
Grizz thinks it did touch the grass.
It didn't touch the grass at all. There was so much spin on the ball and so much craft on the ball. It didn't touch the ground at all. It was absolutely unbelievable.
You remember you used to get those air balls, you used to get those floatable balls you used to buy from the chemist for like £2. They used to do all these. That's how it was, but it never touched the ground. It went.
Oh, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Avi, let's do some.
Naming Liverpool players here.
Right. Where's some questions?
I actually thought Vladimir Smica was going to be as good as Thomas Rosicky and Nedved at one stage when he first joined us. I thought Berger as well. Yeah, I thought Smica was going to be the one, but he just didn't. But you know what? He got us that Champions League goal. He made it 3-2, so he'll forever be a legend for me.
Avi, best goalkeeper ever. Ben?
Schmeichel.
Alisson.
Buffon.
I think anyone could. Yeah, anyone's right. I think for me.
Any keeper. I thought you meant Liverpool. Sorry, any keeper.
I think maybe Gigi. I think you might be right, Gigi. But I think Schmeichel was amazing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I still put Alisson in the conversation. To be honest,
Alisson's up there, but Schmeichel was different. Gigi as well, like Buffon.
Yes, forever Reds.
Sorry, Casillas or Neuer?
I think Casillas had a great team to protect him.
No, yeah.
I think Noy is the best keeper, a better keeper yet.
Yeah.
He's still playing
Better
at 40 years old.
Yeah. Ben?
Fabinho.
Fabinho by a mile.
Fabinho for me.
He just had that. He had that.
This is a tough one.
So
man.
underrated.
This is, honestly, you know what? Respect Jazzy for this one. Avi?
Listen, anyone that knows me knows I was infatuated badly with Zinedine Zidane. For me, my favorite ever footballer.
Zidane. Do you get
Mine too.
Really? Zizou, yeah, Ben? No.
Zizou, yeah. Loved him. Absolutely loved him.
Premier League, Liverpool centre-back partnership.
Van Dijk and Gomez without a shadow of a doubt.
Ben?
Albeit for a season. Albeit for a season.
I think I would say Van Dijk and Matip. I think Matip was massively underrated. You know, I think he was absolutely brilliant.
I'm
Don't get me wrong though. Last season, Virgil and Konate were superb up until February, and the Virgil and Konate in 22, I think January onwards were superb too. But for me, Gomez and Van Dijk.
the best I saw I thought we were unbelievable was Matip and when they were both Matip and Van Dijk.
Van Dijk.
Real.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it's got Van Dijk in it. That's the question. That's the point. This season, Prem.
Back to back. We have to go back to back one stage in my life. That I can
back
remember.
to back all day.
Yeah.
To go 21 ahead of United, that would be
that as well. That's the full. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll take that. I'll take the Champions League now. I'll take
the Champions League.
One player
That's
you'd have
another
back at prime, not Gerrard though.
That's another
right now.
ridiculously
I would take Suarez.
One player you'd have back at LFC in their prime, not Gerrard though.
Suarez right now. A bulldog Suarez right now.
There's only one man you need in this team right now. Sadio Mane, mate.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, is that a conversation, Sadio?
That's the player, man.
Not over Gakpo. Come on, guys.
That's a really good question, that.
Imagine him, Salah, Isak, and Wirtz, and Mateo, and
Suarez.
Suarez
is the 9.
Because I've got Wirtz and Isak, I'm okay without Suarez, even though Suarez is probably the best one.
Where does Suarez play in this team?
Oh, he would find a position for himself.
No, I know, but where? That's the point. Would you play him on the left? It's ahead of Mane. So it'd be on the left. Would you have Suarez over Mane?
But didn't he play off the left for Barca? It was Neymar. No, he was actually no. Messi, Suarez, Neymar was shifting between 9 and left. I think Suarez could do a job off the left.
Yeah, I liked it as
well. But then I get you want to fit
Suarez.
Wirtz in as well. So yeah, maybe Mane is a great shout.
Right, these two, Tarap or Ben Arfa.
For the streets, you got to go with Tarap for the streets. He had a little bit more. He had a little bit more. Ben Arfa was a good player. Ben Arfa just again these fucking stupid Algerians. He needed this. Ben Arfa was a brilliant footballer.
For me.
Tarap was what he did. Guys, before you move on, do you know Tarap in that once he's in the championship for QPR? Just look at his goals.
I know. Took piss.
Leader, he was Toba.
Prime Casemiro, prime Rodri.
Rodri's just got a little bit more about him.
Rodri just.
Any more? Another 2 minutes?
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I pressed something else then.
No, it's all right. Who
is our opponent? Okay, Wijnaldum or Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum was one of the ultimate winners. If Liverpool get to Budapest, who is our opponent?
I've been saying Bayern Munich. I fancy them this season. Us or Bayern Munich?
My prediction at the beginning of the season was PSG were going to retain it. They're not looking brilliant at the moment. But my thing is just that their league is so easy to navigate that they get to rest players as the season goes on. Whereas like English clubs are fighting right to the end. So, yeah, I'd say PSG.
I go Liverpool, Barcelona. I think we're due a game with Barcelona in one of the big games.
Yeah, this is a great name. Sorry, guys. Stevie Finnan. So dependable.
He's a good player.
Very good player. He played for every team in the league. Or even like he started off at Welling. He played. He's the only player in English football to play every division.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
there's a question for you. Just talking about getting to the Champions League this season, a bit of a glass half full, glass half empty. If given our situation at the moment, but given our slight little resurgence now, I'm thinking which direction is this going to go? If someone said to you now, a Champions League semi-final, an FA Cup semi-final, and fourth, would you take it, or would you gamble and see think we can get more?
So you either fob that off and what? What's the alternative?
And roll the dice
as we are right now, and just roll the dice.
Roll the dice, yeah. Or and it could be better, it could be worse. Or would you say we'll take fourth and 2 semi-finals in the cups?
We're Liverpool Football Club. We fucking roll the dice.
And that is the answer, Avi. That is the answer. Because
Roll the
nothing
dice.
has been
Nothing
has been decided yet.
One thing with us, Ben, where rar ya par, there's no middle ground with us fuckers. We were all or nothing. Rar
That's
ya
the thing.
par, mate. That's what we are.
You know what? And 2 weeks ago, if you just said, would you take a top 4 and 2 semi-finals, we'd have all absolutely chewed the hands off for
We'd have done it on Saturday night, Ben. Forget about 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
On Saturday.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. And we might be doing it again on Wednesday if it all goes tits up. But yeah, there we shall see.
You know, these kind of
I
questions,
wouldn't
what this
take it either.
reminds me of Pavel Poborski. We should have got him at Euro 96, and then fucking 11th hour United came and snapped him up.
There we go.
That's another good one, actually.
There's only one player for me.
Taribo West as well. This one typically is a Taribo West answer as well.
There's only one player I wanted and maybe fucked up the deal up. Danny Alves. We fucking had him.
Alves, yeah.
Danny Alves.
8.5 minutes.
Simao was practically, but I can't be missed out. Danny Alves for me is the greatest right back in the history of football.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Have you heard any
David Silva we were in for as well, weren't we? And we never
from,
got him.
Valencia, yeah. And David Villa from Zaragoza, Ben.
Yeah.
David Villa, yeah.
David Villa.
You know, with David Villa. I'm not even into a secret. Avi, you might know. You know Irfan. Irfan used to, you know what he was like. He used to speak to David Silva's agent, and David Silva's agent said, "Listen, the player is ready to come. You know the terms. You have to go and pay Valencia 18 million quid. So it's not about us. Go and agree a deal with Liverpool and thingy for 18 million pounds, and the player is yours."
Yeah, top players.
His agent told that to my friend.
Just on these academy trios, Joshua Abe, Eric Farkas, massive talents. Vincent Joseph's a good talent as well. I hope Joshua Abe does stick around and sign a contract. I believe he will sign a Liverpool contract and not join Chelsea. But 2 talents, I'm telling you now, remember the name. JJ Gabriel for Man United, unfortunately. Fucking looks a talent. Scored 4 goals against us for the under-18s. And Reggie Watson of Chelsea. Torba. Watch for Reggie Watson, Gene. And Gene, it's one of those ones. You've been fucking warned. Reggie Watson. But his wife, this fucking bastard, his wife wanted to stay in London. She wanted to move to London instead of Liverpool. That's why I think she rejected him.
All about the diamonds, isn't it? All about the diamonds.
Harrods, isn't it? Harrods. I think it's been a good show, guys. I like these kind of shows. Last 5-10 minutes, just like
bit of chill. We can only do these though after the win, can't we? Nobody wants to do anything.
Can't do this for the last 2 months.
Gene, would you do this? Gene, would you do this?
Eh?
Would you do this?
I love McAllister, I think he's a great player. He was brilliant last season. I wouldn't.
I would. Kamavinga gives us versatility. Although I think he needs to really have a breakout season. There's one more question.
It pains me to say this. Yes.
And this one, this has been some great comparisons.
This is wicked.
I would take one above that first, idiot. I would take Samir Nasri. I like Nasri.
Arda Turan, man.
Because he's Turkish, isn't it? Yeah, he's Turkish. I like Samir Nasri.
Yeah, Nasri was a good player. Really good player.
Prime, Avi. Prime.
I've never seen a phenom like R9, so I'll say R9. Cruzeiro, PSV, that one season under Bobby Robson at Barcelona.
That one season I saw of Leo Messi. Toba. Every game, he's going to score 2 goals. Every game he took. I've never seen anything like it.
Greatest of all time.
Nobody will come close to Leo Messi. He's on a different planet. R9 was on a different planet. I remember that year at Barcelona because that was the first year, Avi, it came on Sky. La Liga did. Yeah. and I used to watch it. And this guy R9 at Barcelona that year took
the night
ripped
football as well. Yeah, he was brilliant.
the shit out of it. That night football.
You know who was brilliant as the 10? Ivan de la Peña.
Ivan de la Pena, I remember him.
Yeah.
He was a solid player.
You know what? I would have loved to have seen Messi in his prime in the Premier League, though, to see whether or not how he would get on. He'd get kicked and he'd get smashed on all
on
sorts.
a rainy
but I think
night
he'd
against
still be
Stoke
amazing.
at the Britannia.
Oh
Could he
yeah,
do it?
I think he'd be a cross between Rooney and Coutinho. I think he'd be brilliant.
I think he would take the piss.
Yeah,
I genuinely believe he would take the piss. He fucking record against the fucking English teams is like on a different level.
Top
Anyway,
player from Deportivo,
that team, that Deportivo team, Avi, Tristan and Valeron and
Mario Silva. Yeah,
yeah.
They had that Nuruddin Naybet as well. Naybet
as well. Yes, they had Naybet as well. Bloody hell, man.
One of my favorite players.
Remember his debut?
Left foot.
Scored 2 Talla free kicks. It was one free
Inter.
kick on Talla from outside the box.
Yeah, shit, man. Football,
Right,
it takes you to like another world.
We did a bloody 15-minute question and answer then. Right, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Asim will be on tomorrow. There will be a watch along on Wednesday, so make sure you join us with that.
What's Asim doing tomorrow? What's he coming on for?
He's going tomorrow. It's his day.
Preview show
We're
for tomorrow.
The guys content every single night. 10 p.m. is our time. Everybody knows 10 p.m. you tune into BNR. So the people that are in the chat, everybody knows 10 p.m. you tune into BNR on YouTube, especially for the next 2 months. So we will be here every night, hopefully for the next.
Can I tell you one more story about Juninho Pernambucano, whatever his name was, for Leon?
Go on.
Can I tell you a story?
Are you gonna? Is it like thingy? Because I
Quick
know
one.
the face you've made. I know that face.
We had a
Do we
crazy
need to put the
night
kettle on?
out. We had a crazy night out in Vegas, and he partied with us.
Angie, Abby was partying with you.
I'll tell you what happened, guys, outside the stream. But let me tell you,
Yes.
he's a fucking playboy.
Right. Anyway,
Juninho Pernambucano.
Last one, Gene. Quick super chat come in there. Player we got linked and never got and wish we did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Fakir was the one that got away, wasn't he?
Fakir Friday.
Fakir Friday. Yeah.
David Villa.
David Villa. Yeah. Or Danny Alves was a great shout as well.
Yeah, Femi was out. All right, guys.
Thanks for that super chat.
Over and out. Take care of yourselves, and we will catch you tomorrow.
Adios, people.